Hey, how you doing? Happy Wednesday. Happy hump day. Thank you, Raquel. What up? Here. Oh, I got a request already. I bet you he didn't mean to. So, Michael Martin, did you mean to send me the request? Because you might save me, actually. Um, Good evening and welcome to the Becky Brown Girl Show. I'm your host, Becky Brown Girl, and tonight's episode is supposed to be on transactional relationships. I have something to say on the topic, but I did invite a guest to join me this evening, and sadly, he had an emergency situation at the last minute, so he will not be able to join me, or maybe he'll pop in sometime later on, hopefully, because he actually had a lot of good insights on this subject. But in any case, I wanted to know from y'all, because he was asking if I might be able to postpone it, but because it was so close to the time I was going to start, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to just go ahead and do it because I already prepped my notes and stuff. And that's why you always got to have a plan B. So, do y'all want to stick with this topic, or is there something else on your mind that's more pressing? Let me know in the comments real quick. Otherwise, I'm going to just go ahead and do the transactional relationships. Hey, Michael. So are you, I see that you sent me a request to join. So did you mean to do that? Because if so, then you can step in for my other guests. Okay, stick with the topic. Cool. All right. So first of all, some of you had DM'd me about transactional relationships, and I know that the context plus the song I use would suggest, an exchange of a service. Y'all know what I'm saying, for monetary compensation. And I mean, that is in fact what a transactional relationship is. But in this context, I was not necessarily thinking of it from the perspective of a sexual interaction necessarily. But in my pre-show research, I found that they were defined as each person does something for the other with the expectation of getting something in return. These relationships are often compared to relational relationships, and transactional relationships are considered to be, more temporary, in exchange of a good or service, less substantive, less depth, while the relational type of relationships, obviously or the way they're defined, are intended to create a deeper connection and be more substantive and so on and so on, right? However, right, my thinking on the topic is, if we're exchanging, right, we're exchanging whatever it is, our wants, needs, and desires, that even a romantic relationship could be considered transactional, potentially, right? Because again, it's an exchange of whatever you value, right? And ideally, it's mutual. Certainly, there are people who are pleasers, and they get enjoyment out of just being giving and giving of themselves to others. However, even those type of people need some type of reciprocity from time to time in to have their needs and wants and desires met as well. But before we get into the relationship, like romantic, friendship, whatever aspect of it, the reason that I even brought this topic up or wanted to talk about it is actually because I've had a few people reach out to me asking me to share or like or subscribe, or and I'm cool with doing that. I'm cool with promoting other people especially when I like see things that like content that I like organically. I'm totally cool with doing that. Like I'm happy to do that, and I don't necessarily have to have a connection to or know the person. And I ask y'all to like and subscribe and share to my YouTube channel, right? When I post my recaps, I am trying to grow my following, but I usually do it on my own post. So I don't feel like, I mean, y'all might feel like it's pushy. I don't care. But I'm not going into somebody's DM, which to me feels a little bit more personal and invasive, asking them to do that. Now, again, I have no problem with people doing that, but typically I prefer us to have some sort of rapport, like either it's, we have an existing relationship already, you're my friend, like you're an associate, you're an acquaintance. But like coming in and asking me to share stuff when you're not, like we don't really have that type of rapport, and you're not really offering to do anything for me in return. I don't know, something about that just doesn't sit quite right with me. It feels rather audacious. It kind of feels like if a dude asked for sex and he didn't take you out on a date, he didn't do nothing. He didn't do nothing. So I was trying to decide, like, am I being petty for feeling like that, or is that like, or is it a thing, or is it reasonable for me and others to expect people to be reciprocal, right, when they're asking for things, especially when there's no sort of like existing connection? I don't know. That's kind of how I feel. So Honor says, I felt that way before, and I just shared it to my story after I thought about it. See, but this is what I'm saying. Like, am I being petty for not doing that? Because I share all type of random stuff in my story, and I don't know those people. But like, would you do it for me? And if you ask me repeatedly, right, there's no finesse, there's no conversation. You don't even try to like schmooze me, make no small talk. You know what I mean? Like, if there was that type of rapport, I might feel differently, but there isn't. And it feels a little bit icky to me. I don't know. I don't know. Am I being petty? If no existing connection, no sexual connection, no. Yeah, but again, it's not like it's never that I'm like trying to hate on somebody trying to shine or anything like that. Like, again, I'm happy to share and promote and celebrate, what other people are doing, but like, I don't know you. And would you do it for me? Like, do you even like my stuff? I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, people do that for me. And I'm so appreciative. Like, I don't ask them, they just do it on the strength. I mean, I guess they like what I'm doing. And that means a lot to me. I'm always very appreciative when people do that. And again, I do the same for others, but I don't know. Sometimes it rubs me wrong when I feel like you're not even going to say, hey, I'll do so-and-so. Like, can you just, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. And I don't even have some like massive platform, but I don't know. Anyway, Michael, now you have to pay to play. I mean, sometimes right? We all trying to. Honor says Michael on the mic is promoting for free right now. Look, I'm not mad at it. Just do what y'all want to do in the comments. Look, but by the way, Mike always shares my flyers and promotes them. So, I mean, I'd be happy to do that for him as well. Like, anyway, so I'm gonna add you, Michael Martin. Since I'm putting you on blast now. I don't know if anyone else has any particular. Not send me a request and decline. Y'all is terrible. Um, hey, Fason Couture, would you like to join me this evening? You always have a lot to say. Honor, baby. Anyone else? else with a strong opinion on this topic? Okay, so Smitty the chef says support if it moves you, not because of status. Um, yeah, that's what I would do organically. As I said, I share things all the time and I have no connection to the people I share. And the thing is, it's not even like I don't like their content. It's that I don't feel like we really have much of a rapport, and I don't know, something about, I don't know why, but something about it rubbed me wrong. Um I can't really put my finger on why that is the case, but in any event, um, so is anyone else willing to join and show their face on camera? We're talking about um façon couture. We're talking about transactional relationships. Oh, well, can you join now, Michael? Yes, exactly, Honor. Like I've been asked, like, can can you make a video? Do you like this song? Can you make a video like vibe into the song? Do I like the song? Is it music that I would listen to? Like, is you paying me? I mean, is you going to promote my stuff on your platform? That is the question. And if you're not, then maybe I will, and maybe I won't. You dig me. All right, Michael, can you send me another request, please? Um, Hold on. Okay, gonna I'm sending you a request now. Um,
Oops, here I go.
oh, do I look,
Hey,
scratchy? Hi. I should
oops,
I should have asked you
everything
to get in the light.
You see me
Okay,
now?
it
Is I'm too light?
it'd be better if you can put the light like facing you, because you look, it's like a shadow, sort of. I don't want to be difficult or anything, but okay,
How's
much
that look?
better. That's much better. Hello there.
Hey, Becky or Stacy.
You can call me either or, it's fine. How are you?
I'm doing fine.
Wes said back up, homie.
What's up, homie?
What'd you say?
I was just telling what's up, homie.
Oh. Yes, because you are all up in the screen, but it's all good. So thank you for joining me. Introduce yourself to the people and share your thoughts on um share your thoughts on transactional relationships, please.
I'm Michael. I'm from the southeast side of Chicago. I'm
Okay,
just here
Chi-Town.
joining the conversation and the topic. When I first saw about I guess transactional relationships, I always first thought of money and stuff like that. Some you know pay like hey like gifts for other stuff like maybe like I say if someone buys a gift thinking it's gonna be possibly okay, we possibly on that type of thing of relationship where it could be sexual. Which hey, I'm not gonna condone. I mean, if some people do that, if they want to do, that's their thing.
Right.
That's why I first thought of that, like of gifts for maybe sexual stuff. Maybe you might not be attracted to that person, but if that person, if you see that person's buying gifts, and some people flow with it and go with it, okay.
Oh, hey Wes, you should join. Because I was actually thinking about that, because like a lot of dudes will complain. Okay, I won't say a lot, but I see dudes, on social media, complain about like women wanting expensive dates and having to spend all this money, um, to get the draws. But I'm like, if that's your ultimate goal, then maybe you just need to, transact that business with a professional. Just saying. You know what I mean? Like, because you
Right.
get what you want, and I mean, it's just a thought. Um, yeah, I think a lot of people were thinking that about this topic, Honor Drew. I was trying to figure out what my sort of um like the way I was going to summarize it, but I was like, nah, you know what? Let them think that, because maybe that will interest them more. I don't know.
Right.
Wes said, just
Well,
tell me the price up front.
Right. Or some like some women like having that sugar daddy. Hey, that person's buying everything. That type of relationship too, where I got that too, you know.
I mean, look, I'm not mad at somebody buying gifts, offering gifts, but most people don't do something for nothing, which is my whole point, right?
Right.
So
It's always a cat. Yeah,
so
the
you
gift.
have
Yeah,
to
exactly.
understand up front that if you're willing to accept something from somebody like in that context, hey, Roderick, I'm gonna be with you in just 1 second. So if you're willing to accept something, right, from someone in that context, that whether they articulate it or not, and believe me, I know now, they want something. I'm leaving
Always.
here with something in my Denzel voice.
Exactly.
That's the attitude. So rarely are people, I'd say never. Like I said, there's people who are pleasers and just like to do things because they like to make other people happy. But typically people want something for whatever it is that they have to offer, right? Um, Anyway, so I'm just gonna introduce, or rather, you introduce yourself for
Uh,
Song Culture real quick.
Fast, for Song Couture Baltimore. Got the O's hat on.
Okay.
I think transactional relationships are just have always been so. You know what I mean? Nothing is for nothing most of the time. When individuals meet people, it's always a give and take. You know, that's how I look at it. Sometimes I think people look too deep into it, and I think sometimes, I mean, it is what it is. When you meet people, I mean, no woman or no man wants to be introduced to each other without receiving something. And sometimes receiving something doesn't always have to be sexual. It's just, we're receiving something from each other. But at the end of the day, if two individuals meet each other, like I always say all the time, when a man meets a woman, like, you know, his ultimate goal is to get some. Whether he take her on 40 dates or 4 dates, that's his
Every woman,
edge. And huh?
every woman.
No, I said a man.
No,
When a
I'm saying,
man
but every woman you meet.
listen, Stacy. Most men are not. When it comes to interacting with women, some men don't have a physical attraction, whereas though they want to hit. Sometimes when it's just a friendship, when y'all just cool. But if if a man is meeting a woman, his first initial contact with this woman is a physical attraction. So as I said,
Attracted to her though. Like, how
whether
about
it's
that part?
huh?
I said, if he's not attracted to her, how about that
But,
part?
That
no
is
man is
real.
going to listen. Like most men are not going to talk to nothing more, take somebody out that they're not attracted to. I mean, that's crazy.
Well, but
Facts. Facts.
nah, but the thing is, I wasn't. My point was like every single woman whose path you
Hmm.
cross a lot of women's path, and all of it is not in the context of wanting a romantic connection to them. You might cross them in a professional setting. You might cross them in the church. You might cross, like, it could be somebody's
I mean,
grandma.
that's true, Stacey. I mean, but 9 times out of 10, depending on the atmosphere that we meet a woman in, but 9 times out of 10, Stacey, we meet the woman sometimes with the intentions on hitting sometimes. And I'm just being real. So I know most dudes that say, "Oh no, that's not so." They kind of, butter up and suck up to women, but that's just the case sometimes.
I I assume that that's the case if there's an attraction. Yes, I do assume that. So I'm not sitting up here acting like dumb.
Yeah,
Like,
and that goes for women who meet men. It's transactional also because some women, if they want to be honest with themselves, sometimes some women just want to hit sometimes and go about their business.
oh yeah, I think, see, again, I look at, because in my mind a transactional relationship doesn't always have to be like a negative thing,
No,
right?
it's
Because
never a negative.
because I because more broadly I just conceived of it as an exchange
Yeah,
of something that one person wants, desires, or needs with the other, what the other person wants,
yeah,
desires, and needs, and they might not be the same thing,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
um but there just has to be a mutual understanding and expectation of that person fulfilling whatever the other person's needs are and
Yeah.
vice versa.
I mean, let's take sex out of the equation, right?
Let
You meet someone that may have, like, if a person can't satisfy a particular need, right,
mm,
that you have, man or woman, it's just a placeholder. Nobody wants a placeholder. Most
Right.
people want somebody they can kind of learn from or benefit from, not benefiting from the aspect of a monetary benefit. If I'm hanging with you, let's just say you have greater knowledge than I have about a particular subject matter. I'm gonna call Stacy on the phone and say, "Yo, boom, 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 boom." That's a transactional relationship.
I think
I can
so.
benefit from you. You understand what I'm saying? I don't need placeholders in my life. I don't need people around that's not beneficial, that I can't learn nothing from, that's just a bunch of takers. I don't need takers. I need exchanges.
No,
Exchanges of transactions. That's what I need.
I agree. I'm saying even friendships, whatever it is, I'm saying
Mm-hmm.
most relationships that you engage in where there's a healthy connection, there should be a mutual benefit to both parties.
Mm-hmm.
So whether it's friendship, like this person is like inspiring you, or they're supporting you, or
Mm-hmm.
they're they care about you, they love you, that you can rely on
Mm-hmm.
them, whatever it is that they're giving you that you value,
Mm-hmm.
then you should also be giving them something in return of value, right?
Exactly.
Um,
Exactly.
but
Exactly.
but a lot of people just like to, take, right, and see what they can get out of you and use you up, like when my girlfriends were on and we did the inside the group chat topic, she was talking about like people wanting to take your energy. They just like want to be around you, right? And sort of, you know, suck you up
And
like a
it's
vulture.
it's crazy that you said that because I did a live earlier today and I spoke about that energy stealers. You ever woke up in the morning, had the best energy in the world, and whether you went to work or into the store or someone called your phone and they changed your energy just by,
Absolutely.
and you'd be saying against, let me hang up, or let me leave out the office for a little bit, or let me go somewhere else in the office because I don't need this energy to transfer to me to make my day,
Absolutely.
or make my day fucked up. You know what I'm saying? And I look at that as we have to learn how to sense that and eradicate that and move away from that bad energy, because bad energy is a terrible thing.
I like
Right.
eradicate. I agree. Eradicate bad
You
energy,
you
right?
you
Yeah, and don't
you
have
have to.
those type of people in your sphere of influence, right?
Hmm.
Hmm.
Um. So, Michael, is do you have any other thoughts on transactional relationships? Have you ever engaged in a relationship that you perceive to be? Now, I said that I think a lot of different type of relationships are transactional, but in the traditional sense y'all were thinking, have you ever engaged in a transactional relationship?
I ain't never engaged in
I love
TKP.
transactional relationships. I love them.
You
I
do?
love them. Yeah, I love them. Like fair exchange ain't never been robbery.
Do,
I love
do you?
I love transactional relationships. I love them.
Now, I will say that I think where if you like agree up front, like, look, you gonna do this for me, I'm gonna do this for you, right? And then people want to try to change the dynamic of it and make it something else, then that's when it becomes a problem. If it's just very sort of cut and dry in the way I'm
Yeah,
talking about, right?
no, Stacey, what you're saying is real, but me, I like the
Why?
transaction. I like it because I don't like to attach and associate myself with everyone. I'm not one of those people that, every encounter or everybody that I meet that I have these strong feelings for. Nah. I'm not a person that, that gives everybody multiple shots at my heart. I'm just not that guy. That's just not
Got
me.
you.
And
Selective.
people should have the right to say that. And I think that is what causes a lot of disturbances in people's lives when everybody gets a multiple shot at your heart. Nah, That shouldn't be possible. Be selective about who you deal with and how you deal with them. I always use this phrase, and I think I said this to you before. Just rapping to you, just on another topic. I'm a social person. I'm not a familiar person at all.
I got that. So like everybody feels like they know you, but they don't
Nah,
really know you. Know you.
I don't know. They know what I show them. You know what I mean? They know what I show them. And like I said, too many people are out here freely giving everybody access to them. That goes into the piece of what you just said. You allow bad energy to come in when you give everybody access to you, because
Yeah, I
now you're trying to figure out how you're going to weed away all the bad energy.
right?
yep. I
And also,
think that makes sense.
and also you saying being a placeholder, that's the worst thing. If you already kind of, I guess, in that situation, being a placeholder, knowing that, hey, it's something like the woman or the guy could be waiting for the next person, that's kind of not good, because you're just wasting time right there unless you just want to be that placeholder. And nobody want to be a placeholder,
But
you know? You
I,
might
I,
as well just
I
move
I
on.
think being a placeholder is what stagnate most men and women. You know, I think most placeholders is what stagnates men and women, because most people don't know how to let this placeholder go. No, let him
Right,
go.
well,
Make other
exactly.
transactions.
I'm in a very like different, moment in my life right now, and I'm like I don't feel like I need to have like anybody just occupying a space just for the sake of saying like, well, there's somebody there. I don't want that. Like
No,
if
I,
I don't
I
have a
get that.
real, genuine, deep connection to you, like we can be cool, but nah, I'm good. Like,
And you're
um,
entitled. I mean, you're entitled to feel the way that you feel, Stace. You know what I
Right.
mean? There's nothing wrong with that. And a lot of people sometimes will find a problem with that because that's where you are in your life. You know what I'm saying?
they have
if it's
a problem with that because they want to come and waste my
yeah,
time.
yeah. But let
Okay,
me can I ask you this?
sure. I might not answer, but sure.
No, again. So do you feel when people say people come to waste their time, right?
Mm,
Do you feel as though that you ever wasted somebody's time?
absolutely,
I like that.
1000%.
I like that.
Of
That's
course.
that's 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 I like that. I respect that honest answer.
We already established
No, no,
elaborate
no, no,
value.
no, no, no. I mean, man, you done rapped about a lot of things, but I'm just saying I like that honesty, because most, a good, now I ain't gonna say most, a good percentage of people won't admit that, whether it be man or woman. They're not gonna admit that they wasted someone's time.
So here's the thing. I won't say that I've thought that I wanted something.
Hmm.
Like we also talked about this recently on an episode I did on rejection and ghosting. Um and um my friend Demetrius was saying like I might be in a place where I'm ready to settle down, right? But like I have to get to know you first to establish if you're the person that I would want to do that with. That's what dating is about. I totally 1000% understand that. But as soon
Right.
as a man tells me he wants to go with the flow, though, automatically to me that's saying you have no intention.
Why?
You want and you want to waste my time
Why?
because look, I feel like to the point that he made, when you're ready to be like in an exclusive relationship,
Hmm.
or if that's not your
Right.
thing, if that's not something that you're ever interested in, like let's say if you were married before and if that soured you to the idea of being married, all you have to do
Hmm.
is state that up front. You can
Hmm.
you can date people, right?
Hmm.
But in the first place, your dating goals should be aligned. And I don't want you to lie to me and tell me, well, you're gonna be my girl and I want you to marry me, girl.
Hmm.
Like I don't want to hear that. Just
Hmm.
if you know that I know what you want, right? Do you want anything else besides that? If you don't have any other intention for me outside of sex, then I'm like, no, I'm good because that's not what I'm looking for. I'm
But
going to
most
say
people are
it
in.
up front.
Yeah,
I
but
just say, and you don't have to say it like that. Just say, I'm just looking, I just want to date casually. Cool. Then I already know you're not the person that I should be dating because it's ultimately not going to go anywhere. I'm wasting my time if I continue to entertain you when you tell me that. But most people will not say it up front. They'll just string you along until
Hey,
you like,
hey,
wait
hey,
a
hey,
minute.
Stacy, man,
Yes.
you've had long drawn out dialogues for hours about shit like this, right? But let's be real, right? It seems as though sometimes when it comes to women, right? And I'm not saying it's the woman bash man versus woman type thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to women, women feel as though sometimes when they are ready, everybody who they interact with should be ready. That's kind of that's no, women feel that way
They might.
sometimes, right? Or
They,
be,
they,
no,
they
be,
might.
hold on, let me finish. You should be ready. So if a guy says to you, I guess we all interpret things differently. So you said a guy could say to you, I just want to go with the flow. What's wrong with saying go with the flow? I guess
Nothing's
these
wrong
are
with it. I'm just not going to date you. That's
no,
fine. You could
no,
go date somebody
no,
else.
no. But hear me out, Stace. So
Wait, wait,
what
wait,
words?
wait. Wes said you sound like you're trying to waste mad women's time.
No, I mean
Exactly.
no. Like he's like I remember him from the last conversation, right? He seemed like one of the motherfuckers that just want to please women anyway, just to get on their side anyway.
No, no,
But
no.
listen, no,
Wes,
no. But
no,
I'm
hold on.
saying that
Wes is a comedian.
oh
Wes is a comedian.
well, I'm not the person to be a
Oh,
comic with.
oh
Listen,
God.
so
All
so
right.
so no. But what I'm saying to you, Stacy, is this, right? Like it's like what words is a man supposed to say to you saying what you're saying? Is he supposed to be himself or say something that he thinks you want
Never
to hear?
say what you think I want to hear. Just be honest, because you could try that. And honest to me is because look, I don't want to give you the blueprint, right? I just want to like go out with you, get to know you, and talking to you will give me a sense of if we are aligned in what we're looking for. I'm not trying to lay out the blueprint because you're going to do just enough to try to get what you want. I want to see what you're going to do on your own. I want to see what you're going to share on your own. Um, and I do not think that every person I date is going to want something serious. I don't think that. But I'm looking for the person who I would want that from and who would want it from me. Not like so but again, there's certain things that you can say, like you can just say, I'm not looking for anything serious right now. Okay, cool. I'm dating, I'm like dating a few people now. Most people won't admit that, but I mean, I don't meet a guy. First of all, if he's even single, assuming that he's just sitting around waiting for me to show up. I
Right,
know he's probably seeing other
right,
women.
right, right.
So
If you're not married, you just single, exactly. Until you
well,
get married or
that's why I
engaged.
said if he's even single, if he's even actually single. But
Right.
so and no, nobody. I mean, I'm not gonna say I've never been hurt. That would be a lie, Wes. When you said who hurt me, it's not me being hurt. It's me standing on business, my G. It's me establishing a boundary. It's me having experiences and deciding based on those experiences what I do not want
Right,
and what I won't like and what I'm not going to accept. Right?
Right.
right.
It's literally that simple. And if we're in alignment, cool. If we ain't in alignment, that's also cool. You can
I'm,
go on ahead your way. I'm not gonna
I'm,
keep entertaining you though. That's it. So don't try to persuade me
Mhm.
to
you know,
don't try to persuade
I'm
me to want something that I don't want.
So is there a
right.
time limit that a man's supposed to make up his mind whether or not he wants to see you or date you exclusively?
Think there's a prescribed time frame, but like I ain't getting no younger, sir. I'm sure you saw, I just turned a big 50 cents. So
Oh damn!
You
Happy!
feel you feel
Well,
right
I
about
text
it
you and wish
too.
you. I wish you a happy birthday.
yeah, no,
Like I said,
I'm
however,
saying.
if anybody assumes that anybody says that they're single, you have to assume that someone's around. No one's single and celibate, men or women. You know.
I mean, that's fine. That's what I'm saying. Like, but that doesn't mean that you're like it's a whole different ball game. Michael, we're talking about transactional relationships. Well, we were. Now we kind of talking about something else. But now we're kind of talking about like dating with intention or going with the flow. I don't even know how we got here actually.
Add
Um,
Hey,
Michael in.
conversation.
Add Michael in. Michael has an interesting
plenty of
point of
us men
view.
want mileage. Natural women
I,
preferably without so much baggage. Now, why they gotta be mileage though?
Who said that?
Y'all got mileage too.
I was gonna say,
I hold on, Michael. I'm sorry.
okay.
Fluffy
Mhm.
Butterfly said men and women should say what they really want.
Right,
It's literally that simple. Like literally that simple. It's that people be trying to convince you because they really want you, and you might not want what they want. They be trying to convince you, and and bamboozle you, so you fall for the banana in the tailpipe, right?
right.
But now, but I know better. I know better now. I think.
Man, add Michael on, man. It was good rapping. So Michael got a very interesting
Uh,
perspective.
That's good,
I'm
right? You
sure.
got good. Interesting perspective too, my brother.
I
Exactly.
appreciate y'all.
Michael, do you want to hop on? Because I know you always got some wild stuff to say.
I was gonna say too, like when you were saying, I guess on the first date with that person, I would say too, if you have things in common. Let's say, like me, I'm a big sports fan. I love sports. I'm a person who likes, going out, going to, places, lounges, club, just having a good time. I'm not a homebody. So that's the deal breaker for me. You know what I'm saying? I know you were saying about that part of having a connection. If a woman, let's say I'm dating, if she's a big sports fan or just like going out or just having a good time, just doing things, those are two deal breakers for me. We gotta have some things in common. If you
Oh,
don't
you're saying if
if you
she's
don't have
not.
anything in common, it won't work out. It just lose interest.
I thought you were saying if she is into that, and I'm like, didn't you just say you were into that? But I misunderstood what you were saying. So,
Oh,
um,
woman, I mean, saying that'd be like a deal breaker. A huge deal breaker. She's a big sports fan because I'm a big sports fan. I love sports, and a person who just like going out. Just going to places, lounges. Because I'm not a homebody. I like getting out the house.
so how do you feel about Oh wait, you said that you don't like what you would consider to be a traditional transactional relationship.
Yeah, just like if that's the case. It's all transaction. I've never been in a relationship. I think that kind of false pretenses of love. It's all about
But it's not about
material
it's not
things.
necessarily about love though. That's not necessarily well, that's not really about love usually at all. It's about like
Exactly.
that
It's just a
one
waste of
person is
time.
fulfilling the other person's need and vice
Exactly.
versa. Um yeah, I mean, oh yeah, Nels, you and your go with the flow. That wasn't that wait, hold, hold on. Nell okay, so Carlos Scott says most relationships are transactional because folks do whatever to get what they want. Um well again, my original thought on this topic was that any relationship we should engage in should have mutual benefit to both parties. And again, that will look different depending on what each person values. But damn, I just lost my train of thought. So yeah, so I think, but I think that transactional relationships, as they're like typically considered, have a bad rap. But there's an exchange between both parties. So I don't necessarily
But
think it's bad, but I think it's maybe more superficial, maybe. Um,
yeah, especially but when feelings get real involved, let's say like we saying about the placeholder or transaction where it's just that when one individual has strong feelings for that person and that person doesn't feel that way the situation that person wants to be. Let's say that person wants to be exclusive or take it serious and that person doesn't want to do that, and that could be a problem right there with that transaction where it could be feelings get more intense.
well, yeah, that's what I was starting to say earlier. Like if you can say up front, okay, well, this is what it's going to be, but sometimes people in there and their little feelings get involved. So yeah,
Yeah, want more and try to be other stuff and like man in the drama.
Okay, so this is actually something I was thinking about earlier because I thought it might be a good segue under the umbrella of this larger topic. But Carlos Scott says, whatever happened to unconditional love? Do you think that unconditional love is really a thing? I think it's a thing as it relates to like your kids or, you know, your parents, maybe. But I think that and I used to feel like I want somebody who's going to love me unconditionally. But everyone always has expectations, right? And if you're not meeting those expectations, then it's going to change their feelings, right? Towards you, I think. Um, they're not going to love you in spite of if you're not taking them into consideration, if you're you know, if you're abusive, if you're you know, there's a whole host of reasons why they might like not give you all of their love, right? I didn't used to see it that way though. I felt like you just gotta love me, you know, flaws and all. You do, but at the same time, um, there I think each person should still have expectations and if you're in agreement that you want to be together, that you should be trying to meet those expectations that they've articulated to you on both sides.
Right.
Mutual
Go back to
benefit, right?
go back to being upfront from the beginning. Like let's say we met, you know, that person, and you know, and you have attraction, or vice versa. Just lay out front, be real with that person, and honesty is the true thing. Just be upfront and tell everything how it is.
People
Don't
honestly.
let's say you meet someone, oh, you attract to that person, oh, but you'll be a good friend, and okay, we could be friends, and all of a sudden later you come into that person saying, oh, I want to be more than friends, but you say we just wanted to be friends. I'm just throwing an example. You should have let that person know if you knew you had feelings for that person, from even if it, I guess fear of rejection, but at least you upfront and told that person, look,
They don't
you know, I'm
want
attracted to
to.
you and
They
feeling
don't
you.
want to do that. They don't want to do
Yeah,
that.
it's kind of uh,
They love
I
to
guess
put
kind of
foot
insecure, not
around.
confident in themselves, you know, just you know being you know honesty and upfront.
Nah, yeah, yeah. I mean, look, I'm not gonna lie. It's easy to say, you know, like be honest all the time, but you know, but but people definitely struggle with being honest. Some people are gonna say exactly what's on their mind. I respect it to a certain degree. I mean, I think you still should speak with finesse, right? Especially when it comes to people's feelings. But I
Yeah,
guess
because sometimes too, I know women. I mean, I'm not gonna say all where let's say that person came up to you and said that, and you knew right there, like being nice. Well, I'm kind of seeing someone. Well, I could take your number down, or well, I'm engaged, or that type of stuff. Just to
because
in the conversation.
because of that, right? But okay, so yeah, but that's the point is that they're not available, right? And they're
Yeah,
not
I guess
interested.
you could say a good
Because
lie.
because
That's good.
imagine
A good
because again, in that case, you're letting the person know that you're not like going to give them your number, right? So in that
lie,
respect, you're responding to what they're asking, but like I'm not gonna say I'm, you know, I think you're ugly. Like I'm not attracted to you. I'm not gonna say that. I'm just gonna come up with some other reason that sounds nicer, but has the same result. Like I ain't giving you my number. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to go out on a date with you. Like
or
I'm talking to somebody. I'm involved. I'm not whatever it is. I'm gonna say. I'm
I'm
gonna
not
say.
trying
I'm
to
gonna
date
say
nobody
something.
right now. I'm good right now. I'm just chilling. I'm good. Just kind of want to be left alone. That type of. Yep.
Yeah, I think that's a nicer. It's a nicer way. It's not 100% honest, but it's good enough. And also, some easy, and they can't deal with being rejected like that. So I mean, so
Right.
sometimes it's a necessity, you know, for self preservation.
Right.
So Legend is the elder. I totally care about feelings. Like I love love. It's an amazing feeling. All I'm saying is that I don't I don't want to waste my time. And there's a certain level of risk involved in the whole dating process. I get it, but some of the risk can be mitigated if people would just say literally what they want in the beginning. Now again, you don't have to say it explicitly. You can say, knowing if you just want sex, for instance, I'm just, I just want a casual thing. Cool, because I already know what that means. Or, I'm looking to settle down. Okay. Or, I mean, I don't know if most guys will come out and be like, I'm looking to get married. Maybe, maybe
You
not.
never know. You never know. You never know.
But I have a frame of reference and a starting point to say, do me and this person's goals align, dating goals? If they do not, then I don't care how attracted I am to you. There is no point in continuing to entertain you when we're not on the same page. It's really that simple. But it's just that simple. That's it. Because there's a whole bunch of other people that you can pursue, and I mean, I don't know if there's a whole bunch of other people to pursue, but you know there's always an alternative, right? So
Right.
anywho, so okay, let me just look at some of these other comments. So I am Dave Speed says, I go with the flow. We could just mean getting to know each other and building connection rapport. I wouldn't read too much into that statement initially. Wait until he shows his intent. Go with the flow. Find another way to say it. I don't know what you want me to tell you. You can do that with somebody else though. It's not me. Because as soon as I hear that,
Uh,
I'm out of
Deuces.
here. I'm out of here. Um. Oh, okay, so Azuma says the question is, what do people really want? Ask those questions. Well, so what do y'all want? I mean, some of these folks are, married, and Mr. Chuck B says, tell me I'm ugly if you think so. Don't have me thinking I'm handsome. That's so mean. And I would never do that. And I don't think that you're ugly. And I know that you're not, you're just speaking in general, but
Or the word we hear since we've been older, the word we be hearing too. Oh well, you're nice and everything, but or the way or you're not my type thing. That could be just you're not my type. I kind of I could say well I date a certain type of guys or something. You're not my type. That type of thing. That's kind of breaking it down easy. Where you're not saying the person's ugly. You hear that before.
wait, so I'm Nell. So Nell's made a post about basically asking the question, what's wrong with going with the flow? So he's funny because his comment is, I'd love to be married. Let's date and go with the flow. You funny. Let me see what else y'all talking about. Thank you, Spider-Man. Um, uh-oh, sorry. I thought I heard something. Um, okay, so Legend is the Elder says when you hear a compliment first, just know it's gonna be a dub. Why? Why they can't compliment me? Mhm. Um, Zazuma says that depends on where you meet the person. For instance, meeting a woman here in the States, she wants a monogamy. She wants monogamy while on vacation, she wants sex. I will neither confirm nor deny. Anyway, Ratchery says, I know I'm ugly. Shut up, Ratchery. Lion. Um, okay, Legend is the Elder. All right. So, anywho, I don't know if anyone else wants to join me because I'm actually going to wrap up early this evening. Keep it short and sweet, right? Do you have any final thoughts on transactional relationships? I think they get a bad rap, perhaps. I think it's about mutual benefit. That's sort of my take on it.
I agree on that.
Um, each person, once again, should be having their needs, desires, or wants met, and you should be in agreement. And people also have to communicate their expectations up front. Because I know, sometimes, and I don't know about dudes, but I know sometimes the ladies, um, have expectations that they might not articulate, and you can't get mad at somebody for something he didn't automatically do or know that you like or whatever. But if I have to tell you repeatedly and it's something that you just don't care about, then all right, that tells me what I need to know about you. Like, no, I'm good. You know what I mean?
Right.
Um, okay, so Legend is the Elder says, do you think it's healthy for people to apply business to relationships?
Mm,
I want a meaningful connection. I do not want a surface level, superficial, like quid pro quo. I don't want that for like a, because as I said, I love love. I value that level of connection, but to an extent, any type of relationship you enter into is going to be transactional to an extent. Again, I because you're
right.
exchanging, you're exchanging vibes, you're exchanging, you know, finances. Maybe you're exchanging love, loving. Um, I mean feelings. Like, wait, because once the transaction ends, does that mean it's over further for the relationship as well? Well, when I researched it, it did say that transactional relationships tended to be more like temporary. So, yeah, I mean, a transactional relationship doesn't sound ideal when you're looking for love. Um, but yeah, I mean, to an extent, that's true. Marriage, he says, marriage is nowadays a contracted business relationship. I mean, in a sense, yeah. I mean, I don't, okay, so let me put it this way. I don't think love is enough to sustain you and long term. That's that's my take. And I wouldn't have thought that before. But I think I don't think that's enough to sustain it. You know, and that's my take on it. So yeah, I want the old school love too, but you know, but do it exist? Do it? Does it? Anyway, all right. So let me just wrap up. So Mr. Chuck B says, at our age, though, hold on. At our age, I believe you have to see the business benefit along with a genuine connection. When we were younger, business wasn't much of a factor because we were all trying to establish ourselves. Yes, I agree. Um, and then Legend says, I agree because I've spoken to older couples and they told me what they needed in order to have a 30-year relationship. So Darren Instagram says, what do you need in addition to love to make a relationship work long term? You need to have, well, look, I don't know. I need somebody who's married to get on here and tell me, but I would think that you need I would think that you need to have similar goals for your future. Financially. You need to be aligned there. Now, Billy Ray Valentine, you're married. What, because somebody just asked me, what do I think is needed to sustain a relationship besides love? Um, Common interest, right? Um,
Right. 100.
good communication, I would think. Like I said, alignment sort of in the way you'd raise a family, alignment in the way, you know, in finances. Um, I'm gonna skip that comment, Mr. Chuck B. Respect, yes, very big, very big. And some might say, you know, that's kind of under the umbrella of love, um, but yeah. So Billy Ray Valentine, did you comment? Oh yes, and my mama. My mama's here. My mama's married. Respect, communication, skills, values. Yes, exactly. Um, Respect is real big. And I see that sort of recurring, I think, in you know, in what everyone's saying here. So anywho, um, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up. It's hot in here. Anyway, any final thoughts, sir?
It was interesting, like, just hearing everybody's point of view is real on that, you know. Like I said, I agree 100 on that transaction thing, and everybody was saying on that. That's kind of, yeah, it can go south as just temporary. If you want something serious, that's not something to be in that type of relationship if it's based on just a transaction.
that's fair enough. Okay, well, so to bring it full circle, back to my original reason why I did this live. Do you think I'm being petty when I'm saying, like, if you're not really necessarily doing anything for me, but DMing me, asking me to do something to promote you, and I don't know you, am I being petty if I don't do it? Like, if I really love your content. I'm a share it anyway. I'm happy to have people come on here and share their IG handles. And, again, I mean, I don't have like, I mean, I have a decent following, but it's not like, oh my God, I got hundreds of thousands of followers. I mean, if it's helpful to somebody, that's great. But why are you coming to ask me to do something for you and like I hardly know you and you've never like really reciprocated. You know what I mean? Like I don't know, something about that just is it just I don't know. It just doesn't sit right with me.
I would say no, because if you, like you said, didn't reciprocate and really don't know that person, maybe, hey, not necessarily. You might, like I said, have other things going, or that person, hey, just whatever,
At
like you said,
least try to
you
tell
might
me
have 1,000
that's
people.
me, right? At least try to like, you know, like talk nice to me or something. Like, hey, I really love your, you know what I mean? Like, I love what you're doing. I love your content. I'm doing so and so. I'm trying to, like make it make sense to me. Like, sweet talk me, and then maybe I might be like, you know what? Sure, I'd be happy to support you. But just come in here and be like, yo, can you share so and so? Who is you? Like, don't do that. You know what I mean?
Or two, for that person could just, post it on their page, and if you see it, that's more better. Than okay, I see your profile. Okay, then maybe if it's something you like, then go ahead.
Yeah. Well, and again, I'm like because and I do again. I mean, that's something that people do get paid to do as well. I'm not saying that they have to necessarily do that yet. Yet, right? Right? But
Right,
people do get paid to promote other people's stuff. So, I mean, what is you offering, right? A favor
right.
for a favor. Scratch my back. You know the rest. So, you dig me. Anyway.
That's the thing. Everybody always wants something in return. Sometimes it don't have to be, hey, just helping somebody. I don't want nothing in return. I'm just
Well,
whatever.
and that's cool too. Like I said, people do that for me, and I really appreciate it. Like I especially when I didn't even ask you to do it. Like I'm always appreciative. I'm always grateful. So I'm not saying there always has to be something tied to it. It's wonderful when people just want to show love on the strength of who you are and the content and whatever. But if I don't have that type of rapport with you, and I'm not like and look, sometimes everything doesn't come up in my algorithm just because like we're following each other. So maybe I didn't see what you posted. And maybe I, look at it and I'm like, oh, that's cool. Yeah, I'll share it. But like, I don't know, man. I have to see. Maybe I might change my mind on that point. But anyway. Um okay, so really quickly, just a couple last comments. Yeah, TD Harris says barter something. Exactly. But like if you're coming to ask me, then why don't you say, hey, I'll do so and so for you. Like, do you mind doing this? But they don't do that. They just not everybody, but this has happened with a few people. So um yeah, at least invite me your content. If you like it, would you mind giving me a repost and I'll reciprocate? Literally. That simple. Um And then Kenny 718 says, unfortunately, a lot of people's skills are straight gutter level these days. Um, when are we gonna see you again? Me? I'm here every Wednesday. Well, mostly every Wednesday. Anywho, all right. I'm just babbling now. So thanks for joining me, y'all. And now that I'm on the other side uh, of 50.
I'm 42.
You a baby. Your ass out of here.
I, if I have my full beard, some people think I'm 47,
I
48.
remember
I'm
when
grown.
I
Yeah.
used to think that like 40 was old, and now when I hear people be like, oh my god, I can't believe I'm turning 40, I'm like, go to hell. Anyway, I appreciate you joining me, and so you can see yourself out, and I'm going to say goodnight to the people.
Later, Stacy.
Bye. Yes, Mr. Chuck B. Hold on. Okay. Yeah. So thanks for joining me, y'all. I will see y'all next Wednesday, and enjoy the rest of your evening. I'm out. Peace to. Wait, you're on 50, not the other side. I mean, well, somebody said welcome to the other side. I didn't like that. I'm like, well, you made me feel like, like I'm on that other side. But anyway, that's why I said that. So, all right. I'm out.